the channel for westerns and more.
He's all beat up and all bloody. You ought to see how silly you look, like something the cat drank. Stay still. What a fool I've been. Expecting trouble for days when anybody with half a mind would know you two love each other. It took somebody else to shoot you. He wouldn't do it. Are you hurt?
No, just nicked the fat.
Then stay still.
Incredible women in John Wayne westerns. John Wayne, like many famous actors of his generation, surrounded himself with talented and skilled people. He included actors that brought a certain something, just like character actors brought humour and western charm to the movie. In this video, we are focused on the actresses that not only brought their ability to act and add another dimension to the storytelling, but were also easy on the eye. If you enjoy this video, hit the notification button to get my new videos. If you want to check out my many other videos, head over to my channel. The link is in the description. Please take a moment to like and subscribe to the channel as well. I appreciate it. Let's get started. Capucine, north to Alaska. Part of the attraction to this film is the presence of the lovely French actress Capucine, who plays Angel. Years after the production was first shown in public, the producers of the film admitted that, in the scene where Capucine is trying to laugh, she is actually tickled on her feet, and that her laughs and pleas for mercy were entirely genuine. Capucine said that John Wayne wore lifts in the film. John Wayne did not realize that Capucine was a lesbian. She publicly came out as gay many years later. Joan Drew, Red River. Wayne's leading lady in Red River, with Wayne as ruthless trail leader Thomas Dunstan, offering to sire children with her like a bull mating with a heifer. Not surprisingly, Drew, as pioneer Tess Millay, spurs Dunstan's offer and takes up with Dunstan's orphaned friend, Matt Garth, instead, played by Montgomery Clift. A favourite scene in the film with Joan Drew is when she gets pinned to a wagon by an arrow through the shoulder, but doesn't let on to anyone. A typical stoic woman if there was one. They really don't make them like that anymore.
Why didn't you?
Because I got up.
So bad. Hold still. All right, it's free.
Marina Dietrich, The Spoilers. It appears to be a matter of public record that Mr. Wayne and Miss Dietrich enjoyed a meaningful relationship for nigh on 3 years whilst Wayne was married to his first wife, Josephine Sands. Dietrich appeared opposite Wayne in 3 films, Seven Sinners, 1941, The Spoilers, and Pittsburgh, both 1942. Out of the 3 films, I'd say The Spoilers is probably the best, mainly because it's a western, with a good old punch-up between Wayne and Randolph Scott. These two, along with Dietrich, were reunited in Pittsburgh the same year, so I guess the combination of the 3 of them gave good box office.
I've got other plans.
Oh, come on, Hunky. You got the wrong slants. You got to see this thing the right way.
Kale Russell, Angel and the Bad Man, another rumoured off-screen partner of the Duke, appearing with him in both Angel and the Bad Man and Wake of the Red Witch. She comes across very well as the innocent Quaker's daughter in Angel, possessing the acting ability to indicate there was something not so innocent stirring beneath all the petticoats she sported, that if the Quaker elders had been aware of, would have probably had her thrown out of the movement. Kale Russell's personal life is probably the saddest of all, dying of alcoholism at the young age of 36. Constance Towers, The Horse Soldiers, 1959. The actress only appears once opposite John Wayne in John Ford's Civil War saga, The Horse Soldiers, playing Southern Belle Miss Hannah Hunter of Greenbrier. John Wayne, as Colonel John Marlowe, takes a brigade of Union soldiers deep into Johnny Reb's territory in order to carry out an attack on a town that supplies the Confederate Army at Vicksburg. When Miss Hannah is discovered eavesdropping on Marlowe discussing the plan for his brigade, they are forced to take Miss Hunter along for the ride. She is not that enamoured of Marlowe at first, but of course, eventually falls for John Wayne's rough mix of wit, charm and charisma, even though he's operating in ornery and cantankerous mode for most of the film.
With a lemon. Yes, sir, Captain, and that's a purty toe-headed one you got there.
Satisfied, Miss Hunter?
Sense of justice does surprise me a little.
5 minutes to water, Rich.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Hard man to understand.
Charlotte Holt, El Dorado. Considered to be a virtual remake of Rio Bravo, Robert Mitchum took on the role of a hard drinker from Dean Martin, with James Caan bringing up the rear as Mississippi, in place of Ricky Nelson's gunfighter, Colorado. It has to be said, it's actually more of a companion piece to the earlier film. Lovely as Miss Holt is a saloon owner, Maudie, Wayne's love interest. She doesn't really set the screen alight the way Angie Dickinson did in Rio Bravo. Having said that, she still manages to hold her own amongst the stellar cast, and the film would not be so glamorous to look at without Holt's presence.
Will you buy us that drink a couple hours from now?
Yeah, sure will.
Where is this Bart Jason's place?
Will you take the main road?
Ella Raines, tall in the saddle. Ella, referred to on occasion as the girl with a glint in her eye, took on the role of Ali Harold opposite John Wayne in Tall in the Saddle, released in 1944. Her character, memorably, described in the film as a frontier gal who's meaner than a skillet full of rattlesnakes. For a moment or two, it looks as though John Wayne is immune to her charms, with declarations such as, "No woman is going to get me hog-tied and branded." But of course, they eventually fall heavily for each other.
Did you want to see me?
Linda Crystal, The Alamo, playing opposite Wayne in The Alamo, with 53-year-old Duke. Assuming I've got my sums right, literally over twice as old as she. For some strange reason, their on-screen relationship still appears to work, although the extended version of The Alamo strongly implies that their characters slept together, which then starts to strain credulity somewhat. Or maybe that's just a case of cinema envy on my part. Angie Dickinson, Rio Bravo. Dickinson is rather too young to be Wayne's love interest in Rio Bravo. The disparity in age between Chance and Feathers doesn't seem to be too much of a problem. Howard Hawks often showcased strong female characters in his films. Lauren Bacall was only 20 when she appeared opposite Humphrey Bogart in To Have or Have Not, yet appeared to come across like a woman in her mid-30s. Hawks pulls off the same trick with Angie Dickinson in Rio Bravo. The relationship between her and Wayne a cause for celebration rather than a questionable liaison between an older man and a younger woman. Maureen O'Hara, once described appropriately as illegally beautiful, was also a very good actress, and more than capable of holding her own on screen opposite Wayne. The majority of roles she played with Duke were mainly as the estranged wife, Rio Grande, The Wings of Eagles, Big Jake, McClintock, but her role as Mary Kate Danaher in The Quiet Man is the one we'll always remember. The sparks that fly from their on-off romance in the film are real joy to behold. When she sadly passed away in 2015, at the grand old age of 95, she was one of the last surviving members of John Ford's eminent stock acting company. Let me know what you think in the comments. I appreciate your likes and subscribers. Hit the notification button to get my new videos. Take a look at my channel and check out my Facebook page. The links are in the description. I am Wrangler. Bye for now. See you again soon. The channel for westerns and more.